All right, we're live. Hi,
Hi.
pal. We'll wait and see if anybody gets on, and then we will discuss the fiasco this morning.
Yes,
How about
fiasco is the perfect word for it.
that? Okay. There's Melissa.
Hey, Melissa. I need to
What?
I need to make an account so that I can chat with people. Oh, I see it.
Yeah, there she is. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. We may not have a whole lot of people. I don't know, since it was a spur of the moment thing. Just deciding to come on and talk about what happened this morning on the Disney site, trying to make park reservations. So, first of all, we both did get park reservations for our trips in July.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what she's talking about?
No.
So on her thing, she has a wrench.
What does that mean? I think
what that means.
I need to create an account. I just do it as a like a guest. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have as many options on this platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
interact.
she's a moderator.
Yeah. That's the word I was thinking of.
What did you? Oh yeah. So talk about the castle first. What did you see the pictures of the castle?
I am not impressed. I
Oh,
do
me
not like
either.
it. I do want to see it in person. I do want to
Yeah.
see how the colors translate differently, possibly like through the pictures that we've seen, but it is just too bright. It looks just like Sleeping Beauty over at Disneyland.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a light rose gold pinkish color.
Uh-huh.
But it's definitely not. It's like so bright and I'm from the
Yeah.
pictures, I'm not happy.
One thing I liked about the castle is like the silvery blue, the gray tones kind of
Yeah.
matte Cinderella. And now it just looks like it's not even hers anymore. And it looks so different from the concept art. I wish I could find a picture of the concept art and compare. Actually
Right.
but if anyone is on here and they haven't seen it, this is what it looks like so far.
It'll be.
It's so bright. Is it going to show up?
Can you focus it? I don't know. I have one, but the one I have is not a good picture. I just am not a fan. I'm like,
so weird.
Let's see.
Maybe I lowered it. There it is.
Yeah, they're the same one.
Okay, through a picture, through a phone, or through a screen, it doesn't look that bad.
Okay, yeah, but that's doubling so it's going to be worse in person. I just feel like it's going to be so bright. Oh my gosh.
I keep looking at it and I'm just like, why? And they didn't. What?
Look how dark the tops are.
I know. Well, I think they're so bright. It's like Dumbo blue. I think of Fantasyland, but not in a good way. Like circusy looking. I don't like it. Not a fan.
I don't either. I mean, obviously, you have to see it in person to make a real judgment. But from what I see right now, it's just not. It's just not. It's not what I like.
Me either. Well, yeah, because your favorite princess is Cinderella, and
correct.
it just doesn't reflect her to me anymore.
Right. It doesn't. It doesn't look like it should, I guess. Danielle is here. Hey, Danielle.
Hey,
Oh, Christine is
Danielle.
here. Hey, Christine. How are you
Hey.
guys? So, Danielle, I know you had to make reservations today. So that's what we're talking about, making our reservations and the castle. We were talking about the castle just now, like what we think of the new colors. Have you guys seen the new colors of the castle? What do you think? So far, neither one of us are fans.
None.
Not at all. Not at all. If you haven't seen it, we just showed up a picture. Let's see if I can find it again. If you haven't seen it, that's the picture of it. And it's a weird color pink with dark blue. There it is, Christine. A weird pink with dark blue. What are they called?
Turrets, I think.
Turrets. Right? Hey, Cherie, how are you? What do you guys think of this castle? Oh, not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
Not a fan. Like, just not.
Well, too,
like
I saw. Oh, sorry. I saw people saying, hopefully that's just like a primer coat.
Yeah, but how do you get lighter from there? Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Such a dark pink. Yeah. So for me, for sure, it's I don't know. It's not what I thought.
Actually, I just came across this meme where they're like comparing it to Sleeping Beauty.
I mean, it's the same color.
Yeah, to me it looks like the same, except for the drawbridge.
Well, and I mean, obviously it's not the same because that castle is like this big, and our castle is like this big. So
yeah,
if you ever go to Disneyland, the shock of that castle is just like, what?
I want to go to Disneyland so bad. But I won't need to now because I'll see what Sleeping Beauty's castle looks like, at least in the color.
Right. So Cherie says, I thought it was supposed to be rose gold. That's what I thought.
Right? That's what we all thought.
It was supposed to be rose gold, but it absolutely does not look rose gold. Christina's like, is it salmon pink?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so too.
Earlier, didn't you say the turrets looked purple?
Yeah, I think they have like that bright, like purpley look to it. I just can't. If you see it like on your phone, it looks different from the phone to the screen. But like, if you see it on Instagram, the picture, I saw it on Disney Food Blogs page, and it is just so bright, purpley blue. Just not my favorite.
Yeah.
Reminds me of like the blueberry scene from Willy Wonka. Like that's the blue. That's the blue.
Melissa says it looks too much like Sleeping Beauty Castle, which no longer sets it apart from Disneyland. The Cinderella castles are so pretty. Right.
I agree. That silvery blue, I'm going to miss it.
And Cherie's not a fan. Well, it won't be there forever, right?
I don't know.
I mean, that's not Cinderella. Is it not just for the 50th?
It seems like that's a lot of work they're doing just for the anniversary. I feel like all the work they're going to put is possibly permanent.
Did you see the birthday castle? That's a lot of work to not have been permanent.
That is a lot of work. Right.
Come on. Oh, were you there? I mean, were you actually there? You were actually there.
No, I wasn't. I did see someone post like at least it's not covered in toilet paper like it did for the Stitch thing. But I don't know. I know I might take toilet paper over the salmon pink color.
Right. Well, I was looking through my old pictures not too long ago and found a picture of the birthday cake castle.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
And my husband had not gone to Disney, you know, before we got together. So he had no idea they did stuff like that. And I showed it to him and he was just like, what is this?
It seriously looks like a giant cupcake.
Oh my, yeah. It's crazy.
Like I just imagine
All right. So go ahead. What?
no, like just a giant with like icing packs. Like that's how it looks, so bubbly and just over the top.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right. So did any of you try to get reservations this morning? I know Danielle did, but
Oh
did
yeah, I'm
anybody
interested
else?
to see.
Yeah, because I'm going to let Cameron tell you our story.
It was an experience for sure.
Yeah, Cherie says she would prefer Stitch as well.
Me too.
Oh, and Christine said she was there when they were halfway done with the birthday castle. So I saw it fully done. We were there when it was fully done.
So let's see. That was for the 25th anniversary, which would be 25 years ago next year.
Yeah.
I can't remember back when I can't remember
It was
that young.
97, right?
25, 96, I think. 2021, 96.
96. 96 to 97.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So what, this morning, so I was trying to do it on my phone, and after a while found out that it wasn't working for phones. So I had to try to get on a computer. And I couldn't get to a computer. So, but like seriously, how long did we have to wait once signing in? I mean, hours.
Oh yeah, for sure. Before, I mean, I was logged in before 7 o'clock this morning to,
Yeah.
I didn't even know where to go to find the new park reservation system. So that was new for me too. So I had to look and see, and I could see where the help link was, like where it talked about the new system, but there was no like activated buttons or anything. And I was in there before 7 o'clock, and it had to have been at least like 12 time, 12:30 before we got everything finalized, right?
Yeah, you had yours a little bit earlier, but mine was probably, oh my gosh, I don't even know what time it was our time before it was completely done. Oh, it may have been, I think it was like 11:30
11:30.
my time, which would have been, no, 11:30 your time. I think it was 10:30. It was about 10:30 my time when everything was finalized.
Okay,
But
11:30 my
still,
time. I messaged Daniel like at 9:37 my time about my reservations being done. Um but even I was able to have the desktop open. It wouldn't let me do anything in Chrome. I had like 6 different tabs started. And then I also Soft Edge opened up, trying to just log in. At this point, I was just trying to log in to the My Disney Experience portal. And I popped over on Facebook on my phone, and I saw that some people were already getting this orbit screen, but my screens were only showing this like castle. And so I was like, where's this orbit screen coming from? So I saw that they had like posted the direct link. So I put that in my URL, and it took me straight to the parks reservations. And but then what the problem was, even after the countdown started, and I'll show you what the countdown looked like if you weren't on. So just to be prepared, if you are looking to do this, this is what the countdown looked like. So even if once we got to this countdown, we still weren't logged in, so it would just push us back to the castle screen. It was this giant circle, this loop-de-loop mess that just kept bringing us back and back and back to like waiting queues. Oh, it was horrible.
well, so I took some screenshots too because like I was trying to do it on my phone and it wasn't letting me. And so this is like kind of where it all started, I guess. Like this shot.
Yeah, that's the castle one. Yeah.
And then the worst part, I did this and it sat here, 0 time left, sat there for 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
with 0 time. So
Yeah.
eventually Cameron had to make my reservations for me.
Yeah. I
I
am
had to give her
your
my
personal travel agent.
password. Yeah, I had to give her my password. She had to go in and make all my reservations.
But it wasn't
It's
easy.
no, it
It
was
still wasn't
awful.
easy because, well, we were able to get, she had a 5-day park ticket. So I was
Mhm.
able to get all four. I'm a pass holder. I should disclose that too. So I'm a pass holder, but I had a 4-day reservation. So I was able to get Dana and I's park days for all 4 days. But with Mary, she had a 5-day ticket. And at first, we could only get 3 days. The first 2 days, every time that we tried to secure them, the other two, it would pop up Olaf all broken and disheveled and say, oops, something went wrong. But you're like, do I back up? Do I refresh the screen? Like, it was terrifying.
Yes. So the
It's a hard
whole
decision to make.
Yeah, and so the whole time we were FaceTiming, and then when it would do that, she would be like, "Okay, call me back. Go check your app." So I would go check my app to see if it had taken it, and it wouldn't show up in my app. And then
Right.
so we were
So,
like, "Okay, get back on it and try it again." But she
yeah.
was afraid to refresh because we didn't want to lose what we had already done.
And
It was
one
and
thing about Disney
ugh.
is you never want to refresh your screen. Never refresh your screen. So
Yes,
I was
Stitch
so
ate the
scared to
page.
even do that. But I
Did we
ended
get
up,
Stitch ate the page?
I got Stitch 8 the page when I first had tried to log into your page, onto your
Yeah.
account. But I had the Olaf page for this, but I ended up just going back and it took me to the new reservation
Mhm.
um, system. And I was able just to edit and modify for that 4th day. And then you were able to secure your 5th day later on in the day when everything settled down.
Yeah, so I got my 5th day, let's see. My husband was trying to do it as well, but he wasn't able to get anything either. But let's see. I had messaged him to let him know that we had a 5th day, and that was at 4 o'clock this afternoon, my time, so which would have been 5 o'clock Disney World time.
Yeah.
So once
It
it all kind of calmed down, it was a little bit easier. And I think Melissa had the same thing once she was able to get home later in the afternoon, she was able to get a reservation. I'm pretty sure that's what she told me.
There's a
So,
lot of green squares still available. So if the
yes,
calendar, if you're looking to plan a trip or something, you can check the reservation dates and see if there's any park openings. And there are still so many park days available. Obviously, not for the first 2 weeks, they're pretty much gone now. But after that, there are a lot. And then they're just hit and miss. Like if they're in yellow, which means some parks are already getting full, or if they're completely grayed out and they're gone.
yeah. So when I went on, I wanted to make a reservation because we're going down July 16th and we're going to be there through the 23rd. So if you didn't already know that, there's my trip announcement. And it
Woohoo!
is yay, and it is just me and my husband for my birthday, and we're meeting Cameron and Daniel and Paisley
In Paisley.
for most of the trip, really, 4 days, 3.5 days, something like that. So I wanted to get 2 Hollywood Studios days because I feel like it has the most, you know, stuff for us to do. But when I went on for Friday the 17th to get a second Hollywood Studios days, Hollywood Studios was already unavailable. So, but the rest of the parks were available. But I don't know now. I haven't checked it since, so I'm not really sure which is which. Yes,
So
Danielle,
like
some park
whenever.
days are still available. Um,
Oh,
I
there's a
know,
lot of park days available.
all through the year, I think.
Way more than I expected. And I think just because of like a technical glitch, like just for being the system overloaded, when Mary and I were on earlier, it was showing all of them blacked out until
Mhm.
like February. And we were like, holy cow. But
Yes,
I think that was just like a mess up because now they're showing green. And I've keep seeing people on Instagram even now are logging in, making their reservations with no problem.
yeah. So I had initially texted Danielle, like, there's nothing left available. And she was like, yes, there is. Just refresh. She's like calming me down. Like Cameron's calming me down, and Danielle's trying to calm me down because I'm like in a major panic, having
This
like,
this has
oh,
been so stressful.
it
Like
has.
just planning and then we haven't even started talking either about the whole resort situation. So like that is tomorrow's blood pressure issue.
Right. Like, I mean, this is so, I've never had so much anxiety about a vacation. I
Sorry, I
don't
was just
know. I don't know. I was reading what Danielle asked. Has Disney said how many are able to get into the park? I think it's 25% capacity. So at Magic Kingdom, that would be what, 25,000 people? Aren't they a 100,000 capacity park?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know the capacity. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that they backed it down to 25%, which is so exciting. Like for me, with no fast passes and no parties and no extra magic hours and characters, you don't have to stand in line for characters. Granted, we won't see them walking around on the streets. They will be, there will be a presence. It feels like going like as a child. Like it's going
Right.
to be like when I was a kid. So I'm kind of excited about it, especially now that I have a reservation.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah. Now we just have to figure out where we're staying.
Well, yeah, so that's the other thing. The resort that I think everybody, oh my goodness. Um, my computer is like giving me all these updates right now.
Oh, no. I kept hearing
Ah,
something going off and I kept looking at the
yeah,
comments. I'm like, man,
no,
comments,
it's
but I
my
don't see them coming
computer.
through.
So I think all of us, everybody I know that's going in the next couple of months was all staying at Port Orleans Riverside. Y'all, you guys in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the ones of you that I know are staying there. So it's not going to be open. Like it's one of the resorts that's not even opening at all this year. It wasn't on the list to open at all the rest of the year.
Yeah, everything else has like dates and it just says TBD next to it.
Yeah,
Like,
it's not even there.
that's so annoying. It's so annoying
So
because I was so excited to stay there. I really wanted some beignets. Oh, it's really sad.
is that Heidi or Brandon? Hey guys. Um, so I don't know
So,
the process. Yes. So I called when I first found out that they were going to not open all the resorts. I called down there and oh, Danielle's at French Quarter, but it's not open either. So I called down there and I was like, so I heard that this resort is not going to be open. What do I need to do about this? And they're like, oh, well, we'll move you to another resort, but you'll have to pay the upcharge. And I'm like, why? You're moving me. Why do I have to pay an upcharge? You know, that's silly.
amen. Amen.
Um, and so Cameron actually has a travel agent, right?
Mhm.
And her travel agent said, no, that's not true. They're not going to upcharge you. But my girl that I was talking to at Disney was adamant I was going to be upcharged. So then,
So,
oh,
yeah.
so then I was in another panic
And but
about
we still don't 100% know, right?
right.
Or
Yes.
do we
So
know?
was in another panic about here's what's going to happen. So if I have to cancel and stay off site, I lose my tickets
Right, because you bought the bundle.
because I have a bundle. And if I lose my tickets, then I lose my reservations.
So stressful.
So
This whole
stressful.
situation.
But I did call today and try to reschedule. I called too late. Actually, I tried to call all day and couldn't get in touch with anybody. But I finally got in touch with someone and it was too late. They were already closed. And they did say there should not be an upcharge. And they'll put us in a different place. And there are a lot of resorts going to be open.
Yeah. Actually seeing like the list of all the openings, I realized Disney had so many resorts. Just like as a local, I don't pay attention to those types of things. And I was like, holy cow, there's a lot of options still available.
Oh
But
girl, there's like 22 resorts.
yeah, I didn't realize how many there were. But I received an email afternoon from my travel said that she spoke to her sales manager who has been working with people's accommodations for the time, and that Disney has been giving this like for like value rooms, and in some situations upgrading them with no charge. So
I hope so
I
because
really
that's
hope she was wrong, and she 100% said that Riverside was not on the list. What's it called? It is Riverside, right?
Port Orleans Riverside.
Port Orleans Riverside was not on the list, but she was incorrect about that. It's wrong dates. But I'm really she's not wrong about this because taking our dog, and our only two options would be Yacht Club or the cabins at Fort Wilderness.
Yeah, well, and the NBA is using the yacht club.
Oh Lord. Well, that just narrow.
But they won't be like, I mean, I guess they're supposed to already be there, but they're not there yet, and maybe they won't be like a big presence while we're there because their
Uh-huh.
tournament doesn't start till the end of the month. But my thing is, we're at a moderate, and the majority of the resorts that are open are going to be deluxe.
Right.
So there's not really a lateral move to be made except for like Pop, which Pop is actually below where we're staying. And then what else was going to be open?
Hold on. I had
Saratoga and Old Key West, I think, are the only ones that are like maybe a moderate, but everything
mhm.
else is a deluxe. I mean, Grand Floridian, Poly, Contemporary, Yacht Club, Beach Club, aren't those all deluxe resorts?
I think so. I mean, I've
I mean,
only made a reservation one time, so I don't know too much about
well,
it, but
I would love to stay at the Riviera, but I think it's a high price resort too, and even the cabins aren't cheap. So I'm interested to see where they're gonna put us,
yeah.
and
She said
what
she may even email me as early as tonight if she can figure out things, but I doubt it as late as it is already. But I'm very nervous. So tomorrow that has to be like I have to figure out what to
number
I
one.
mean, like everyone does. If I dog, then I have to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Yes, see, Danielle says she doesn't think there's a moderate open, but is Old West a moderate? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. And yes, Cherie, they are staying at the Grand Floridian, the Grand Destino, and the Yacht Club. We just looked it up right before the live to make sure I knew if I was going to say it, so I'd have the correct resorts. But yeah, both of the Animal Kingdom villas are going to be open as well, but they're
Mhm.
deluxe too. So I'm interested to see if they're just going to stick us at Pop Century. And if they do, are they going to give us a refund, seeing as how it would be cheaper than Port Orleans?
Oh, I definitely think that they will. Like just with everything going on.
Yeah. I mean, we also
They're
have to get our park hopper refunded. You
oh
know,
yeah, if you
we've
upgraded
already
for
had our
that.
dining refunded, which we didn't even talk about that fiasco.
Mm, it's ridiculous. And like all these
Well,
people are like, oh, 60 days in advance. Like, okay, well, for the people who are here for like the first week, we've lost all that. Like they're not doing the 60 days for the people who are there for the first few weeks of the reopening. Yeah, within 23 days, we're not going to
23
have
days.
a fighting chance getting reservations, it feels like. Especially if you look at just track record like from today and every opening, like that's just going to be another battle trying to
Everything
get dining.
everything they do on their website ends up being a catastrophe. Like it literally just ends up being a catastrophe.
I was talking to another friend today, and I almost feel like I would miss all the chaos if things went smoothly. Like it would not be Disney if things went as planned, trying to make like, stuff from an opening or release day. Like that would be
Yeah.
so bizarre, right? Now that we all know what it's like, I would miss the chaos.
Well, you say that, but it would be so nice. I'm sorry, Logan's playing video games if you can hear him in the background. Um, it would be nice to have one thing that they do not be chaotic. Just one. Any
Right.
one thing. Any of them. Doesn't matter to me. Preferably some pin releases, but that's another story. Um, so let's see. Brandon says because we aren't in the loop since we haven't been able to look everything up. We have a reservation booked at Art of Animation from free dining. What happens if I move it? I actually don't know the answer to that. When is your reservation? Because Art of Animation has a later scheduled date to open. So it would probably depend. And they're going, I don't know what they're doing. They're canceling free dining for sure. I do know that.
Well, I do know people who weren't in that window for the free dining, like for the cancellation for all the COVID changes and everything. If you were just within a few days outside of that, making the adjustments, they didn't honor it for you. And a lot of people were upset that they weren't getting the free dining package upgrade for having to reschedule. So I'm almost worried that they might not honor it for you um, if it's outside of that window. It's for the end of August. Were you guys able to make your reservations today?
Yeah, Brandon, did you guys make park reservations? And hey, Sarah or Rocky, whichever it is, Savage Disney Pins has joined us.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree. A smooth pin release would be nice.
yeah, so I honestly don't know what they're doing. I mean, we're learning as we go each day because it is so chaotic. And every time I call, so I'm one of those people that I like to call often, just really to hear somebody tell me to have a magical day. So I like to call and I'll just ask a random question. But I've called many, many times, and every time I call, someone tells me something different. So I don't even think they
Yeah.
know what's going on.
If you're not planning on going, I wouldn't say that you needed to make the reservation, and you probably couldn't get in any phone lines today. But I would definitely call and see if they will honor that for you guys. I think that they are making like some extra accommodations for people, just
Yeah.
considering all the changes, but I don't know how far that like generosity is going to last. Especially once they get the parks back open and they start, getting their feet wet back into like the new routine, that generosity lasts as long as we would hope.
Right. I would call tomorrow if you have the opportunity just to ask the questions and
For
see,
sure.
this is Melissa's question.
I wish.
Okay, so I have five park hopper tickets. Does that mean I get 10 regular day tickets?
Oh, that'd be
I'm not even going
nice.
to be there, but I'm not even going to be there for 10 days. And do these tickets now have no expiration date just in case you can't get a reservation?
That's a good question. I know that they gave us an extra month on our annual passes.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's supposed to be from July to July and they extended it to August. So that's really cool. I would call as early as possible too, you guys.
They open at 7 a.m. Eastern time, is what she told me. So I will be on the phone immediately calling to try to change my resort. Oh, and Melissa wants me to try asking for 10 regular days instead of 5 park hopper days. So I'll try that also.
That would be awesome.
Since I'm going to be on the phone with them in the morning.
I do know too, just because we do have some people who are out of the country talking about reservations. I kept getting like mixed reviews when would see people making some would get capped off at 8 days. But some people had like a 13 or 12 or 13-day stay and they were able to get every single day. So I would say if you are making them, change your dates as soon as possible and get in there to make your reservation before um before the APs are released. Like I would do that this week because some people
Yep.
aren't able to make a day um reservation, a park reservation for every day of their trip. And I know that's not everyone's plan to go to the park, it just completely out of your options for the day. So I would specifically It's Always Sunny, Brandon and Heidi, I would call, change it as soon as possible, and then get on the app and do your park reservations.
Yeah, immediately. Like, so you'll have them. So when APs get on there, they don't take everything.
Mm-mm.
But the good, and I know you're AP and there are other people, but one of the good things I think for non-annual pass holders is that annual pass holders can only hold 3 days at a time without a hotel reservation. I mean, I know that's bad for you, not necessarily for you because you don't typically go that much at a
Right.
time, but for people who are vacationing there, that doesn't take up all the days.
Right. I've seen a lot of APs complaining
Yeah, I have
about
to.
the 3 days. It doesn't bother us so much because we typically go like once or twice a month, so we'll be able to plan out our weekends up until like the next month, 2 months advance, which is nice. But these people who go, these APs who go in just for like dinner reservations one night or just to go hang out with friends or they just go into the parks to see the fireworks, like those APs are just not
They're
having
very
it right
mad.
now. Not, yeah, they are very mad.
Yeah,
I've seen a
they're
lot of
very mad.
people like
But like,
threatening to cancel their membership and everything. It's like they have to do what they have to do. So
yeah.
bye.
So that's my thing. So I have, in every step of the way, I have defended every decision that Disney has made.
Mhm.
Because my stance is, at the end of the day, they are a business. Their goal is to make money. And since they've been closed for as long as they have, even though they're a billion-dollar corporation, they've still lost billions of dollars. And
Right.
they have to do something to recoup that money. And if only booking deluxe resorts helps them, I've defended. I mean, if free, they have to get rid of the dining because of space issues. You can't have all these people. You had so many people booked, and now you can't have all these people in there. So it's better to do it up front than to get to the park and be like, oh, I have a reservation, how can you be at capacity, and then have them mad there. I literally, I'm like, this is this. And but the big thing that got me the big thing that got me was I didn't understand why they're closing so many hotels.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know.
it, it
I
doesn't
don't
make sense
understand that
to me.
either.
So, like, it looks
Unless
like, yeah, it's weird.
unless maybe even at the minimum capacity for each hotel added up in some way to more than the minimum capacity for what could be in all 4 parks at one time? I don't know.
I don't I don't know, but like the thing is hotels can actually be to full capacity
Oh, can they?
because people are separate in their own rooms.
I don't know. My brother works at a he works at Hilton up in Jacksonville and they're not at full capacity yet.
Yes, Sarah, that is why I think they're doing it. I think everything they're doing is to try to get people not to come. They want to be open and they want to give people their jobs back, but they also are kind of like, don't come down here.
Right.
I,
I
I
heard
I think it's that kind
I
of
heard
thing.
one lady too, she was talking about the whole mask requirement things. And if they limit the amount of people, like by having, all these different resorts closed and, making the park reservations, if they limit that and you can socially distance more like that's going to be a more of available option for everybody, the 6 feet rule and all that stuff, then maybe the mask thing won't be such a big deal. That was her theory. And that kind of does make sense. Where if you are going to be able to have a whole park spread out with such fewer people, maybe they wouldn't have to make the mask thing mandatory.
And for me, so I don't, I mean, Cameron, I know you know this. I know a couple of you guys in the chat know this. I wear a mask to work every day. Um, I work in my mask sometimes. Like, I sometimes have to stock groceries, which is, I mean, while it's not difficult, it's still moving and doing with a mask on. So I'm personally not bothered by the mask thing. I actually bought masks to match all my ears and clothes.
She
So
did. She's got
yeah, I
one.
did. So I'm not bothered by it. If, I mean, there are going to be places where I can probably pull it down if I need to. I mean, like when you get on rides like Small World and Peter Pan and Haunted Mansion and stuff like that, we're literally just going to be us.
Right.
So who's to say we can't just do this and breathe a little bit while we're on that ride, because there's not going to be anybody else near us. Because they're going to board you by party on that boat, and we're going to be a party of 4 adults and 1 kid.
Yeah, I definitely think there are going to be like places where we are going to be able to take a little bit of, but then there's going to be all the Karens out there too, probably, so, but that's a different topic.
Well, yeah.
For a
Then you're
different
also
life.
able to take it off when you eat. So when we go sit down to eat lunch or dinner, we can remove our masks.
If it's a really bad day, we'll just be eating all day.
Sarah bought some really cute masks and wants to show them off.
Oh, so I saw some of them in one of her recent videos.
So yeah, I think I saw it. Sarah, are you guys going to the parks soon? Do you guys have reservations? And anybody else? I don't know who else is still in the chat. I can't see it right now.
They announced that Disneyland Paris is opening on July 15th. That's exciting.
And they announced that Disneyland in Anaheim is going to open on the 17th.
I think the 17th.
Which is their anniversary.
Oh,
July 17th is the day that they opened. So we actually have a trip planned out there for September. So we'll see how that goes.
That's super exciting. I want to go there so bad.
Awesome. I love it. Like, I think it's great. What else were we talking about was Fiasco today?
Well, let's see, the resort thing, the login thing, reservation system crashing, burning.
I think it crashed immediately. So Sarah says their annual passes expired in February and they didn't get a chance to renew. So they need to wait till they release new tickets before we can go. I actually think you can buy annual passes. Can't you? Right now? I think you can buy annual passes, because didn't Amanda say she bought an annual pass?
But was she still within her renewing time? Because your renew time actually extends 30 days past like whenever it actually expires.
Yeah, she may have been. I didn't think about that.
If she was within that 30 days of her expiration date, then she was probably more renewing, because I don't think new tickets, I think new tickets would be considered new AP accounts as well. And that will be, I think, until the 28th.
Yeah, it is the 28th. So, she says they're Disneyland AP holders. So you guys are closer to Disneyland.
Disneyland APs are way more spoiled than Disney World APs. They get all the fun treats. Oh yeah, they always get like the fun treats and all like the specialty things. They I always see Walt Disney World APs being all jealous over Disneyland APs.
Bye, Melissa. Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. What a great moderator.
All right. Now we don't have one, but that's okay. I don't think anybody in the chat's going to get too crazy, so we won't have to I mean, you never know.
Yeah. I'm just going through some of the comments.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Cherie says she doesn't. Oh my goodness, what did I do? See, I always do this. There we go. She says she doesn't have any plans to go, but would love to just go to the resorts when we can resort hop again. So yeah, that's another thing is no resort hopping. You can't resort hopping. You can't go into a resort unless you have a dining reservation at one of their restaurants or a resort reservation. Like, I read that's you're no longer allowed to do that. So I was like, okay, so I have to make all these resort dining reservations so that I can just get into these resorts.
Right? We were just like finally in our AP groove and we were just like really enjoying just not even going to the park some days, just resort hopping. And like, so I'm really just like really sad about that. And yeah, we don't even know like, so Mary's 23 days out. Um, and I'm 25 days out and we still can't make our dining pass. They're saying
Nothing.
60 days for dining reservation for people within the first like few weeks because we're just the guinea pigs.
Yep. So yeah, that was Danielle's question, which I have absolutely no idea. I check it. I literally get on the app and check it every day just to see because there are some places that I want to go, like to get reservations. I really want to eat at Topolino's. And if you can't make reservations, I'm guessing the people who were scheduled to be there now, because there are people there now, were able to make reservations because I actually watched somebody eating at Topolino's this morning.
Right. It was
So,
actually like so eerie seeing people like at boardwalk. Like it was dead, like dead.
oh yeah, it was
There was
dead.
nobody there.
Yeah, there were like 3 tables at Topolino's this morning,
Oh my
and somebody
gosh.
was live, and I was like, I want to go there so bad because it's still character breakfast.
I think Ryan was at Boardwalk today from Disney Pins blog. I think that's one of them that I saw like some coverage of, and it was just so
Oh
quiet.
yeah. I'm trying to think
I
who
think
I
so.
watched eating at Topolino's. I can't remember who I watched eating at Topolino's though. Cherie, we always get the deluxe dining plan. My husband and I, when we go by ourselves, um, we actually tend to save money that way because we like to eat at the more expensive places. So if we go ahead and get the dining plan, then we can eat kind of whatever we want. Obviously, are not going to have it this time. It was canceled on us, but we did get all that money back. So all the money that we paid towards the deluxe dining plan will be used for our food while we're down there. We just set that aside. So that's whatever we have is what we have. We'll end up doing some quick service, which we would not ever do, but
And
we'll end up doing
I
quick service. Well, we did quick service with you guys in January, but that's because the boys were with us. So
yeah, and we were just on the hunt for writing as many rides as possible.
yeah,
We didn't have
and
time to do that.
it may have been Prince Charming Dev that I saw at Topolino's. I watch a lot of his stuff because he's usually one of the first to report it.
I'll have to follow him.
Oh, he's great,
I don't already.
Prince Charming Dev.
I get so discouraged sometimes because I follow so many people, I don't see content come through. I get the same problem with YouTube as well.
Mhm.
I'm subscribed to so many people, I don't see like new videos. Like seriously, guys, hitting that notification bell and even on Instagram, if you have someone you really like to follow, especially with all this information coming about the parks, go into their account and you can actually set to be notified when they post something. So I've done that for a couple people who have been giving me like heads up on all this park opening stuff, and I see the stuff come through immediately.
I don't know, Danielle. I would hope so. I was hoping to get to go. Um, I don't know.
Oh,
I would hope so.
that
That would be fun. That would be a fun nightcap
that would be fun.
with Paisley in tow.
She's down. She's down for Trader Sam's.
It's been so
We won't let her
long.
in.
No, it's been so long since I've been with a little kid. Like, because my kids have been big kids for several years now. So going with a little kid. So that's another thing. Oh, that's one thing I wanted to ask about. What about rider swap? You think we'll still be able to do rider swap?
Oh yeah, I definitely think so because I don't know. I mean, I don't see any reason why not.
I don't either, but they're not doing single rider lines. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't be able to do rider swap because it would be just like it used to be, where we
Right.
were literally going to be waiting in line for everything.
Hmm.
And what's your take on line length? What do you think it's going to be? Longer, shorter, about the same?
Okay, I have been so annoyed with the fast pass system like forever because I
Me
feel
too.
like it clogs up the I don't feel like if we just had a normal line, no fast pass system, lines would be this long.
I
But
agree.
so yeah, so I think that it will be I think there'll be quick little lines. I mean,
I mean,
personally,
yeah, Michael and I were talking about this the other night. Um, you know, the big most popular rides are still going to have lines, and
right,
with them having to do the sanitation and only loading, you can't load, different parties together, but you don't do that anyway on stuff like Peter Pan and Small World you do, and Pirates you do, but you won't be able to do that now. And
right,
stopping for the sanitation, I don't think they're actually going to be that much shorter. But when you take into consideration there's only 25% people in the park,
right.
they may be shorter,
Well,
you
you
know?
have to
So things like Small World and Dumbo and Pirates and Magic Carpets of Aladdin are literally going to be walk on rides.
Oh, for sure. Like what I'm trying to compare it to is like whenever they have an event or like a party or something, like you can ride so many rides while you're at like not so scary Halloween because there's not that many people in the parks. It's
Right.
a ticketed event. So I mean, I see people all the 7 back to back to back because of the limited amount, but that's going to be like all day now, like all day. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yes, me too. Um,
I don't think we're gonna have that much of a problem. I mean, we'll see. We'll be I
you froze.
don't I don't know what the fast pass is like over there. I haven't been.
It's better. So you can't make it till you walk into the park. So there's no magic bands there either. So I don't know why people are all up in arms about. We got to talk about the magic bands too. I don't know why people are all up in arms about the magic bands. Disneyland doesn't use them. You guess what you use? You can use your phone, and you get
Mhm.
on your app and your tickets on your phone and you scan it. And then as soon as you scan in, you can start making fast passes for the day. The system just works. I know you may have seen our video. We did a video, Disneyland versus Disney World. We're very heavy in favor of the Disneyland Fast Pass system, which I think with all this virtual queuing that we're talking about is what Disney World is going to look like at
Right.
some point.
Mhm.
Bye, Sarah. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Um,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't
I think
I've never
eventually,
never experienced it firsthand, but I do know like about the system. And some days, I mean, it does kind of sound like, I mean, like whenever we went, while we did have our first 3 fast passes, we had more success making fast passes same day than we did
yeah,
trying to plan just for the 3 fast passes that it would allow you to do for Walt Disney World. So we were making fast passes throughout the day, getting on rides that we had no, intention of riding, but because they were available and we rode like
right.
what, 14 rides that
Yeah, we
day?
were
Like it was
counting
crazy.
them at some point, and we rode so many rides. I mean, we ended up making a fast pass for like Little Mermaid and those sorts of things that we wouldn't normally ride, or I wouldn't normally ride. You may, but Paisley wasn't with us, so I don't know. Um, but like over there, the fast passes don't run out so quickly. So like
Right.
at Disney World, fast passes can run out before you even get there.
Oh my
You
gosh,
know,
yeah. Or
I mean, when we tried to make Flight of Passage, they were gone for the whole week I was supposed to be there.
I was about to say
And I'm 60
they're
days in advance.
yeah, I was about to say they're gone before, like it even opens up 30 days in advance for pass holders.
Right.
Like Flight of Passage, I've never seen for Seven Dwarfs Train. I've never seen one for Peter Pan. Never. Like it's
Yeah.
insane, and just because they're gone before anyone can get to them. Anyway,
Well, yeah. I mean, we went with 10 people to Disneyland. We didn't have any trouble making fast passes. And it was probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon before the big rides were saying there's no more left. I mean, and we'd already ridden them because they were the ones we made our first fast passes for to make sure we
Right.
got on them.
Mhm.
So, I mean, what we did is we made a fast pass for Matterhorn. So, like the park opened at 8, and we made a fast pass for Matterhorn at like 9:30. So, we had an hour and a half when we did all of Fantasyland before we even did our first fast pass.
Oh, wow.
And then it tells you a time when you can make your next fast pass, which is literally before you even ride the ride. So, like at 9, you can make another fast pass. So at 9, you
Okay.
would get on and make a fast pass for Big Thunder Mountain for
And
10 to, yeah.
and you make the fast passes, like, outside of the ride you want, or are there, like, queues set up, like, little station,
So,
like, kiosk?
yeah, so you can do it like that, the old fast pass system, or you can do it on your phone, and it's called Max Pass, and it's extra charge, which I think Disney World will go to that.
Mhm.
But it's not a super extreme charge. I think it's like $15 a day. And then you can do them on your phone, and you don't have to run around to the rides to do it.
Gotcha.
We always upgrade to the Max Pass just because it's a little more convenient for us. But
Mhm.
I mean, I like it. I like it out there. There's just some different things out there that Disney World doesn't have that are really, really awesome. Um,
I
so
don't mind doing away with the magic bands. Like, if we
so
could do
they're not
if we
doing
could do
away
our
with
fast
them
passes on the
though.
phone, what are we gonna be using them for once we do everything to the phones, though?
Well, they're not doing away with them. They're just not going to give them away for free with your resort anymore. So if you want to if you want to use your magic bands that you already have, or if you want to purchase a new one, you can. But my thing is this, I don't understand why people are in a tizzy about having to use their phone because you're using your phone for everything else.
Everything else.
You're literally on your phone the entire time you're in the park for the majority of people. So, what's the problem to pull it out and have them scan it to get in the park?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why? I mean, and people are mad. I've seen some Facebook conversations where people are just mad.
See, I guess I was thinking that they were doing away with it because of having to put your hand,
No,
like, touching and stuff. No?
no,
Okay.
they're just not giving away the free ones anymore, which that happens with businesses. That's my
Right.
thing. I think people just
Ex
expect from Disney.
I was
They
about to
just
say
expect.
expect so much, so
And
much.
what I said earlier, at the end of the day, they're a business and they have
Mhm.
to do things that's best for their business. And maybe they're losing money off of these free magic bands when they can charge $10 for them. And people will still buy them.
Right. Oh,
I
of
mean,
course, yeah, people will definitely still buy them.
I upgraded last time I went and bought two upgraded magic bands for $15 a piece because we had a split stay. So we were able to get two different resort bands.
Mhm.
And I spent the extra $15 to get each of them. And then I bought a magic band off of Shop Disney. Like, if you like it, you'll buy it. It's just like any other merch.
Oh, yeah.
If you want it, you'll buy it. So I don't know. Yes, Cherie, I will be going to Disneyland when the NBC layover is on Haunted Mansion. It's the only time to go. The first time I went was in September of 2018, and they had the layover, and it is phenomenal. Cameron, you guys would love it. Daniel would love it. And then we went last year in July, and they didn't have it, and it was just the regular Haunted Mansion. So that's kind of why we chose to go in September again, because it's probably the best like thing I've ever seen. Like the Nightmare Before Christmas layover on the Haunted Mansion is
Oh my gosh.
unbelievable.
Daniel would
Yeah,
love it.
it's unbelievably cool. So
I
yeah.
always see all these pins for it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, "Nope, we can't get those pins until we actually see it
Oh,
in person."
I have one back there.
Oh, do you from the overlay?
Pin
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
you do.
Yeah, that jumbo.
The big one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
that's one thing I'm looking forward to still being able to pin trade. Oh,
Yes, yay! So we will. Yes, there'll be boards. That's
make sure
so
you
exciting.
make sure you bring your traders. Don't forget your traders.
Ready
Yay!
to go. Ready to go. They're already in the Pinfolio.
I like it.
Um,
And you know
it's
what?
not.
Sometimes looking at the pins like on cast members can be kind of awkward. Like, okay, first of all, when women have it right here, you're just staring at their chest. And then if the men are wearing the little square pouches like on their hip, you're just looking at their crotch
Yeah,
area.
yeah. So the boards will be
So
good.
the board will be a nice break from,
Yeah, I
looking like
like
a
it.
weirdo at Disney.
Yeah, I like it. I'm excited about it because I was really thinking they were just going to completely do away with it.
Me too.
I'm excited too, like about pen shopping. Because all the hey cats, thanks for joining us.
At
Um, I'm excited about the pen shopping because, you know, while we did some pen shopping in May while we were down there, the actual pen store wasn't open and the parks weren't open. So I'm excited to see the new. I know they're not going to do limited edition or limited releases in the parks, but they do have new open edition pens.
right,
So
yeah, and
I'm
new
excited to
open
see those.
edition like mystery bags and
Yeah.
I just want anything. I just want anything from the parks right now. I just want to like just run through a store. Like what's that old they used to throw everything in the aisles into their buggy.
Yes.
That's gonna be me.
Supermarket sweep. So Kat wants to know when she can make a reservation if she has tickets, but she's not staying on site. And I do believe that's the 28th. Is that right?
Hmm.
Is it the 28th?
That's a
I
good
think it's
question.
so pass holders are the 26th.
Pass holders are the 26th.
So then everybody
Regular
else was the 28th.
regular tickets go on sale the 28th, so I
Yeah,
would assume the
the
28th as
20.
well.
I think so. So Kat, are you going in the first 2 months of them being reopened? Because what we were talking about is we're going the second week. Actually, I'll be there the first week because I'll be there the 16th, which is the day after Hollywood and Epcot open. So you'll be there. Oh, Kat's not going until October. So hopefully there was, like we talked about earlier before you got on, there was a lot of days still available. So hopefully you'll be able to make a reservation and get the days that you want. We talked about that crazy process this morning. You probably need to be glad you weren't part of it.
Yeah. If you need to catch up on somebody's video, Park Pioneer, they did a whole walkthrough on the system. So that's a good little just a quick little 5-minute video. It went seamless for them. It probably will not go seamless for everybody.
Did it
So,
really? I didn't watch it, so I didn't know that
well,
it was seamless.
with editing and like, for the purpose of the video, it looked, I'm like, man, this was perfect. If only it really actually went that smooth.
Yeah,
But
it was definitely not. It was
they were right there in the same
wow.
boat as we were this morning.
Yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm glad that they're opening back up. I'm perfectly fine being a guinea pig.
Me too.
Um, I'm good with it. I know a lot of people don't want to do it, and that's fine. That's their thing. I think it's going to be amazing at the limited capacity. I just think that that's going to be really cool. It's going to kind of feel like when we were kids because
Yeah.
I don't feel like it was that crowded. I mean, obviously, I can't really compare because I didn't look at it through the same eyes as I look at it now.
Right.
Like when you're a kid and when you're an adult.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't ever remember crowds being an issue when I was a kid.
Yeah. What do you mean, Kat? Will it work if you can't get into a park, but you have a reservation in that park? What do
You
you mean you
shouldn't have
can't?
any dining reservation. You mean dining? Because
Well, I mean, I have some at Disney Springs, but that's the only place you can have them right now, right?
Yeah, you can only have Disney Springs right now.
You mean dining reservations? They're not going to allow you in if you don't have a park reservation. A dining reservation is not going to cut it. I read that somewhere. I mean, not
Mhm.
those specific words, but I did read somewhere that they said they would not allow it. You have to have the park reservation, the theme park ticket, and it all has to be done. Yeah, so she says for dinner. So yeah, they're not going to let you unless you have a actual theme park reservation, which is terrible, but I understand it because you have to be at your certain capacity.
Yeah.
So, and everything I've seen with Universal and SeaWorld and the other places down there, everything seems to be going well. So, Danielle, are you reading Danielle's comment? She says, so they say it will be magical, but they are taking so much magic away. What do you think they will do to bring the magic? So, I read on the website that this.
Well, I know that we've already talked about how they're. Oh,
Go ahead. You were frozen. I didn't know you were talking. Go ahead.
the website what? Same. um, no, I just know that we had talked about how the characters are going to be um like walking around the parks and stuff. I saw that over in the Shanghai resort whenever it opened, the characters were actually riding the rides with the guest. So that is like I would love to ride a ride with a character. That would be so cool.
Yeah, that is so cool. So I saw on the website where it says they'll be doing cavalcades, is what they called it. So like they have one, so they're gonna be in all four parks too. So there'll be character parades in all four parks on at random times of the day. You'll never know. There'll just be music start and characters will come across the street on parades. So there's going to be a princess one. There's going to be a Mickey and Friends. There was going to be what else did I see? I saw something else, but so like there'll be different things in each park to have the characters there. They also said so if you saw at Disney Springs, the stormtroopers were kind of like up in the on the balconies. They said they would have characters kind of doing those kind of things. Probably at the train station at the Magic Kingdom would be the easiest. You have characters up there waving at
Oh,
you,
for sure.
whatever. Um, I know for sure Topolino's has characters at their breakfast. Um, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do other than that. Um, for me, though, I mean, I love characters, but for me, it's okay not to have a character meet and greet. And I don't really watch parades all that much. And while Happily Ever After is my absolute favorite thing at the park, I think I can go to Magic Kingdom one time and not see it. I think I'm going to be okay, especially if the park's going to close before the fireworks would happen anyway.
Right. Since they're closing earlier.
Yeah. So I mean, I think they will. I think they'll have things going on that are different than anything we've seen before. You
Yeah.
know,
I'm
I
curious.
don't know.
Maybe like specialty treats,
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
know?
don't know.
Maybe like just some other like fun food items.
I mean, who knows? It could be any number of things, because we've never done this before, so we don't really know like what it's going to be like. But like Cameron said, I think it would be really cool to come up to a ride and stinking Mickey Mouse be on it. Like
That would be really
that would be amazing. So I don't know. Who knows?
We'll have to see. We'll let
We'll
you
see.
know. We'll report it. Live coverage.
Yeah, well, it won't be live, but I won't be live, but we'll film some and do a video when we get home, I guess. Kat says she's not a big firework gal, but she does love a good parade. I mean, and I like the parades, but we typically, when the parades are going on, we're typically out eating. Um, we like to leave the park and go have like that early dinner, like mid meal. So we don't know. And that's another thing. We don't even know. Are we allowed to leave the park and come back?
Yeah, we don't know that yet. Typically during a parade, we're on Big Thunder Mountain.
There you go.
Because you always get low lines during the Festival of Fantasy parade for sure.
Yeah. My boys like to ride Big Thunder Mountain during the fireworks because you can still see the fireworks from Big Thunder, but it's also low lines.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's everything. We talked about the craziness. If you are making reservations from here on out, I would say tomorrow probably is not going to be a problem. Stay away from the 26th because that's when APs are going to be on. So, and I would actually suggest you not go and do it on the 28th either. I would probably wait till the 29th unless you're just like itching to get something really specific, because it's probably going to clog up on the 28th when they let everybody else start making their reservations.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So I think that's everything.
Yeah.
You good? Do you have anything else?
No, I think we covered even more, I thought.
I know. We just talking. When I stayed at Paradise Pier in Disneyland, the characters were in the lobby. That would be cool. That would be cool. I would love.
That would be
I know that's I think some of the Disneyland the Disneyland Paris resorts do that as well. They have characters walking around in the lobby. And then I watched a thing on Shanghai resorts and they do that also.
That would be really cool. I know Fort Wilderness, we always see Chip and Dale, but at the campfire.
At the bonfire.
So, yeah.
I think they canceled that, didn't they?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh, because I really wanted Michael to see that.
It's so cute.
Yeah, I love it. It's one of our favorite things. But yeah, I think that's everything. I know it's time to get ready for going to sleep. Yay. So I guess that's it.
All righty.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for joining us and have a great night.
Bye, everyone. Bye.